How to fix your body and get over 50 matches per day on Tinder. Full no bullshit guide. We're gonna go through everything you need in this video right here. But why should you listen to me? Well, I didn't have great genetics. I started with just a pair of 2 dumbbells at home. It took me 5 years to build my body, which made me learn so much more than people who have great genetics and made faster progress than me. This is me back in 2020, and this is me right now. All right, there are 3 parts to fix your body, and we're gonna go through all of them. But number one, workouts. Number one thing you need to do is to train like a bodybuilder. And I'm gonna explain everything. I have for you 2 rules. Number one, from now on, you cannot train like most people in the gym. All right, you simply cannot, because most people in the gym, they have shit. They look like poop. All right, they look like shit. You cannot train like them. That's number one. Number two, you cannot follow the advice of people who haven't had body transformation for aesthetics. All right. So if someone looks like shit and trying to give you advice, you're simply not gonna listen. Or you can say, okay, fine, I understand, thanks, if you don't want to be rude. But in the back of your mind, you're just gonna delete. You're gonna erase everything that they just told you. All right. In other words, if someone doesn't have what you want, you're simply not going to listen. That's number two. Now, you're not training for powerlifting. You're not training to lift heavy weights. You are training to look good, not like a square. You're going to train to look good in clothes or without clothes. All right? That's your goal from now on. Number one, while training, the target muscle should give up. In other words, if you're trying to train your chest, and you don't feel your chest, but you feel a lot your shoulders, you need to change your technique. Watch some more videos on good technique, practice, change something, change the exercise, try something else. All right. If you were trying to train your chest, the good answer here is you need to feel your chest. You need to feel your chest that is burning. You need to feel your chest that is working. You don't want to have the limiting factor other muscle than the one that you're trying to train. All right, the limiting factor, it should be the target muscle, the one that you're trying to train. All right, number two, technique should be clean. All right, I don't want to see you with shitty form. I don't want you to break the form. Technique should be clean. All right, now full range of motion. You're not going to train your biceps like this, or you're not going to do pull-ups like this. You're going to do full range of motion. Full range of motion means that you're going to go through the entire motion. Full range of motion, that means the entire full range of motion. All right? You're not going to stop here when you train your biceps. You're going to go through the entire motion. All right? Then you're going to make sure you do 5 to 30 steps, 5 to 30. Then you're going to make sure you do 5 to 30 reps per set. And that's basically the hypertrophy range. There's no wrong answers there. All right. It can be 5 reps. It can be 6. It can be 7, 8, 9, 10. It doesn't really matter. If it is between 5 and 30, you're good to go. And then another thing, you want to train each muscle twice per week. Now, here's the thing. For some muscles, that's not going to be, that's going to be enough. But for other muscles, let's say for the back, is going to be enough, maybe twice a week. But maybe for your arms, maybe you can get away with training them 3 times a week, and that's plenty. All right, so make sure you experience with that, but at least twice per week. The muscles that you're trying to grow, especially your shoulders, arms, chest, the back, you want to train them twice per week at least. Your goal is to look better, not to lift heavy weights. Keep that in mind. All right, now you need to train till failure. A lot of people overcomplicate this with reps in reserve and all that stuff. I know you don't understand it, so I'm going to explain it in a way that you can understand it. For your first months, you don't want to train till failure. That's not your goal. The goal is to have clean technique. But after that, you want to train until you cannot do another rep. That is failure. All right? Common sense. That is failure. So if you do 10 reps with the bicep curl, and then you're trying to do another more reps, so that's going to be 11 reps, but the last rep, the 11th one, you get only here, that's failure. All right, so you want to train until the point that you cannot do another rep. until the weights start to feel heavier and heavier. So let's say you do bench press and you do, at first it feels easy to push the weight, but towards the end of the set it feels heavier and heavier and heavier, and the speed of the reps decreases. So the speed of a rep decreases. So if at the start of the set you can do this, towards the end it should be more like this. All right, slow, because you cannot push it that fast. So that's training till failure right there. If you just want to sum up all of this, train until you cannot do another rep. That's it. You've reached failure. And for now, it's enough. Follow these guidelines and you're good. Do not overcomplicate this, all right? Slow eccentrics and slow eccentric contraction. I'm going to explain this. There's eccentric contraction and concentric contraction. There are more types of contractions, isokinetic and isometric, but for the sake of this video, we just don't care about something else. We care about eccentrics and concentrics. I'm going to explain it very, very easy. Let's say you do a bicep curl and you start from this point. I hope you see this. So when you start from this point and you curl the weight, the muscle is shortened, and this is the concentric. When you go down again and the muscle lengthens, that's the eccentric. All right, that's what we want to control. The easiest way to do this is and not to think about it. So the easiest way to have slow eccentrics and not think about it is to do all the reps controlled. So you're not gonna curl the weight up and then let it go down. You're gonna curl the weight up and then let it down slowly, and this way you're gonna achieve eccentric contraction. That's gonna give you so much muscle growth, all right? It's gonna trigger so much hypertrophy, because that's our goal right there, all right? We want to go from this photo to this photo in just a matter of months, all right? So all the reps should be controlled, but not too slow. Don't do 10 seconds on a rep, all right? That's not how we do it. But maybe 1 second, 2 seconds down, all right? Just have some degree of control in the reps and you're good. Try to feel the target muscle working, all right? So if you do a bicep curl, you should feel the biceps working, all right? Progressive overload. Again, people overcomplicate this. I don't understand why, but make it harder and heavier over time. You want to train till failure or close to failure, and then week by week, you try to make it harder by adding either one rep, that's enough to achieve progressive overload, or you want to add about 1 kilo, and that's still enough. If you do this week by week by week, of course, you're not going to be able to add 1 kilo every single session. Maybe you add 1 kilo today, and for the next 2 weeks, you're just going to add 1 rep. Or in the next 3 weeks, maybe you're just going to do the same amount of reps, the same amount of weight, but you're going to really focus on the technique and training till failure, all right? But here's the thing. When should you add reps or when should you add weights? The answer is very, very simple. This is exactly what I do to figure this out. If my technique is very, very good, I'm going to add weight. So if my technique is good, I do the reps, it's still hard, but my form doesn't break, I'm going to add 1.25 kilos. If towards the end of the set, my forms kind of breaks and I don't feel really stable, I'm going to add 1 more rep. The least that you can do the same that you did the previous week. All right, that's the least that you need to do. You don't want to go backwards, all right? You're not going to do less than what you did last time, all right? Now, here's the optimal workout routine. You want to train the muscles that you want to grow twice per week, 3 times at max, and have enough rest between workouts, all right? 1 day, 2 days, but you want to feel the muscle that is ready to be trained again. So if I say 1 day of rest between workouts, it's enough, but 1 day for you it's not enough because you still feel your muscles that are still sore, they are weak. You're gonna give it another day to rest, all right? Train your muscles once they are ready to train. Now, try to find a workout routine that you enjoy over the most optimal scientific workout. All right. If the best way is to find a workout routine that you enjoy and it's also optimal. All right. But here's the thing: you need to help you to stay consistent. It's not about doing the only the optimal thing. You need to also enjoy it to make sure you stay consistent. All right, because if it's optimal but you don't enjoy it, you're not gonna stay consistent. So make sure you try to find that for you right there. If my advice makes sense to you, I just made a full program and specific workout routines so you can build your physique in the same way that I did. I used all the information inside of this program to build my body, and I took a lot of some pictures in the mirror. Basically, I teach you everything. I'm not going to tell you right now, but I teach you everything inside of there. I literally got over 50 matches on Tinder every single day. All right. So click the link below if you just want to do that the same way that I did it. If you, I don't know what to say. If you don't take advantage of this because this is so good, I don't know what to say. You're a pussy. You're a retard. At least go check it out because it's so good and you're gonna love it. All right. We don't have time to track all the macros, right? In terms of diet, we don't have time to track all the macros. We don't want to, we don't train to get on stage. We train to look good. So we don't have time to track all the macros. Protein and carbs. All right. Protein. You're going to take your body weight in pounds and multiply it by 0.8 or by 1. So for example, if you are 170 pounds, you're going to need 170 grams of protein every single day. Do not cut out any macronutrient. You need all of them. You need the carbs, you need the fibers, you need everything. All right. Here's the optimal meals and timing. You want to eat protein within 15 minutes of waking up. You want to eat about 4 meals a day or 4 times a day with 4 to 6 hours between each meal. I wouldn't go more than 6 hours. Each meal should have protein, and before the workout, you want to eat fast digesting carbs like fruits, honey, all that stuff. And then after the workout, you want high protein and high carbs as well. Now, if you eat all food groups, 4 meals with protein, every single meal, all that stuff, you don't have to think about protein timing, pre-workout, post-workout, all that stuff. Just eat that and you're good to go. You don't have to think about it. Now, here's my exact diet. Maybe it can help you. Maybe you can take the structure and adjust it to you. So basically, I wake up and within 15 minutes, I have a whey protein with milk and fruits. Then I'm going to eat a meal with lean meat, veggies, carbs, all the macronutrients there. Then, again, wake up. I don't know why this is here. Again, I'm going to have whey protein with milk and fruits. Basically, it's the same from the breakfast if you want. And then I'm going to work out. And after the work, I'm going to have some carbs, some pasta, and some veggies. And I adjust it if I want to lose fat or gain weight. It depends on which phase. It depends on my goals, and I adjust it. But it works very, very well. Now, the mindset. Number 1, as long as you don't quit, you will achieve it. And I want you to imagine your grandpa or a grandpa, it doesn't really matter, who's just starting to lift weights at 70 years old, all right? You can imagine that he's going to have like very slow progress, all right? But still, if he keeps going, he does everything right, the diet is on point, he eats protein, he trains all the muscles twice per week and all that stuff, sleeps well, you can imagine that in maybe not 5 years, but in 10 years, he's going to make a really good body transformation, all right? So I don't know about you, but as long as you don't quit, you will achieve it, all right? I don't know what you're doing if you're not training. If you're 20, 25, if you're in your 20s, 30s, and you're not training, bro, it takes like it takes so little effort to build your body, all right? So number 2, mindset. You want to train hard over science. So don't over stress about science, all right? Train hard, train harder than the previous weeks over science, because science is going to tell you a lot of bullshit with reps in reserve. You don't really know how to estimate it. If you know it works, if not, it's gonna fuck you up. You don't really need to go in depth with the science. Focus on training hard, good technique, progressive overload, all that stuff. Then make it fun, not just optimal. So basically, it's kind of the same thing. Don't focus only on being optimal if you're not enjoying it. Find a way to combine these two. So you enjoy it, it's somehow optimal, you're good to go. All right, that's everything that we've covered in this video. I'm telling you, if you just follow all the steps, you're gonna build your body, and depends on your genetics, you're gonna build it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You're gonna fuck it up, so maybe 10 years if you're not getting my program. But if you want to get 50 matches or more, I'm telling you, more, this is cool stuff right here, per day on Tinder, like me, you can go and check my program in the description. It's going to teach you exactly how to do that. Click the link below right now.